Okay, the chapter on matrix, whether in maths or additional maths, in the SPM, IGCSE or O-level, is quite straightforward except for matrix multiplication. Take for example this question from IGCSE, June 2015, paper 21. The first part is not much of a problem if a student knows how to do scalar multiplication of a matrix and then addition and subtraction. However, when it comes to part 2, it says the matrix P represents the number of 4 different televisions that are on sale in 3 shops. This in matrix we call it a 4 by 3. So the order of this matrix is 4 by 3, meaning 4 rows, 3 columns. For Q, it is 1 by 4, meaning 1 row, 4 columns. Now, in multiplication, the number of columns of the first matrix must be equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. So PQ would not be possible. PQ would not be possible. Why? Because P is 4 times 3 and Q is 1 times 4 and 3 is not equal to 1. That is why the question says the matrix Q represents a value of each television in dollars. So he says state without evaluation. That means do not calculate the final value because this question is only 1 mark. Right? So it is the matrix QP. So let us take a look at QP. So Q is 1 times 4. P is 4 times 3. Now, the number of rows of Q is equal to, the number of columns in Q is equal to the number of rows in P. So the resultant product is 1 times 3. The resultant product of QP will be 1 times 3. Bear in mind, the question says without evaluation. So don't waste your time. All you need to say is QP, when you multiply it out, represents the total value of the stock in each of the 3 shops. Note that I underline in red and I'm circling in pencil now. You must say each of the 3 shops. Alright? So, do not evaluate. You'll be wasting your time and no credit gain. Part 2. The question is still 1 mark. That means this entire question is only 4 marks. Given that the matrix R is 1, 1, 1, that means 3 rows, 1 column. Again, state. The word state means do not calculate. What is represented by the matrix QPR? Now I want to show something first. QPR can be found by multiplying Q and P first, following by R. So Q is 1 by 4, P is 4 by 3. So Q times P will give us 1 times 3. After which you multiply by R. Again, the number of rows in the first matrix is equal to the number of columns in the second matrix, that is 3 and 3. So the answer is 1 by 1, which means you get only 1 number. Mind you, this calculation I am showing for explanation purposes. In the exam, all you need to write is QPR represents the total value of the stock in all 3 shops. So even this is explanation which is not required in the marking scheme, right? So for knowledge sake and for revision, I have done another one, Q times PR. So Q, so I multiply PR first. Note that the number of rows of the first one equal to the number of column of the second one. So this would give me a matrix of 4 by 1, right? So this matrix is 1 by 4. So 4 and 4 are the same. I get a product which is 1 times 1. It's alright to leave this if you want the number in your answer, but in this case I'm saying what I'm trying to show is QP first multiplied by R equals to Q times VR. Therefore, we say matrix multiplication is associative. But this is very important. In general, there are exceptions, but quite few. AB is not equal to BA. Therefore, matrix multiplication is not commutative. These terms are not required, but no harm picking them up. So let us come back to this, yeah? So these are for explanation. So when you meet with this question, which from my years of experience is what students are very afraid of, that is part B, yeah? Because when it comes to part B, you ask them the meaning, yeah? Or the meaning or the amount you calculate. Some students have difficulty, yeah, comprehending the question. Okay, until I see you next time. Thank you.